Hey, this is John. Welcome to First Baptist Church, and I know that you are anxious as I am to get together and begin to worship on campus again. We thought what we might do after I've told you what our plan is starting on June 7th is give you an idea of what it might look like as you come. We're going to ask you to get here and not gather around the parking lot, not gather around here, just come right on in. Typically, if you remember, we'll come, you'll have ushers at the doors, but for these couple Sundays, or at least as long as we can, you're going to find the doors propped wide open. And so we're going to ask you just to come on in. Maintain that 6-foot distance as much as you can. We're not going to put marks on the floor. We're just going to ask you to try to do that. If you see people beginning to gather, just wait in your car until the crowd begins to get their seats. As you come on in, typically if you come to this service, you go right here to the coffee, but we're not going to do that for a while. You will notice there's some hand sanitizer here, and there's hand sanitizer there. The restrooms will be open. There'll be no need to go downstairs or upstairs simply because we're not going to have childcare during this time. We'll open that as soon as we believe the CDC gives us permission and says it's safe for us to do so. Now, I'm going to say something while we talk about CDC. We are going to encourage you to wear these masks. Some of you like to wear them, some of you feel like you need to wear them, and I want to encourage you to understand that if you are one of those who just thinks the masks are ridiculous, think about your brothers and sisters, and we would encourage you to wear these. I'm not wearing one right now because I'm by myself other than our camera guys, and so I want to encourage you to think about wearing a mask. If you need one, we'll have them for you. And so this is what you're going to find. No coffee here. If you want to bring your coffee, go ahead and bring it. But then we're going to come on in. As you come into the service with us, you're going to find at this door there'll be ushers, okay? The ushers are going to help you find your seat. I mentioned in the earlier announcement that we're going to ask you to call ahead. The reason is simple. We want to make sure that we have the right seating for you. So let's say that you come in, like my family, and I come in with 6 people, or with Randy 7, and we say, come to the table. We've called ahead. We said, we need 7 seats. We come into this room. The usher is going to meet us at the door. He's going to let the other ushers know how many you need, and we're going to come into the gym. This is not the way it's going to look with the seating, but we wanted to give you an idea of why we're asking you to call and to get the seats. Simply, there'll be seats of 2, there'll be seats of 4, whatever you need. They'll be there. They'll be lined up for you, ready for you. You can come. You can sit here and worship. One of the things we're thinking about doing is we're going to put chairs up in the walking track, 6 feet apart, and we're going to allow you to come, especially for those who want to wear masks and don't want to be around those who aren't wearing masks. We're going to open the walking track area up for seating. There'll be about 40 seats that we can put there at a 6-foot distance, and it'll be only for those who wear masks and don't want to be around those who are not wearing masks. And so we're going to have those seats for you. You'll be able to go up the elevator or up the steps, come in and go in one way, and then you're going to exit around the walking track and come back the other way. Speaking of exits, once you get to this service, we're going to ask you to come through this way. When you finish, we're going to allow you to begin to exit in groups. Okay, so it may be that this particular group will exit out this door, then we'll have other groups going through the door going into the alleyway there and coming out, and then we'll have some who will go out through the back door. We're going to do it orderly so we don't get bottlenecked and we can keep as much social distancing as we possibly can. That's how we're going to have it when you come to service. Don't forget, the contemporary service will be at 10 o'clock starting June 7th. Right here in this room. That'll be the room we live stream. If you're wondering why are we live streaming that room, well, if you happen to look up and see those 2 white things, those are the 2 cameras that we live stream with. All the computers and everything else is set up in this place for the live stream. So at 10 o'clock, we'll be right in this room. The doors are open about 9:45. It'll be time for you to come on in, or 9:30. Let's just say 9:30. You'll come in. You'll have plenty of room to get your seating. We're going to ask you, when you come, to maintain social distancing, to try to wear the mask. Then also we're going to ask you, we're going to encourage you to wear the mask. We're going to ask you to not handshake, not to hug, not to do all the things that we Southerners like to do. This is just a time that we're going to have to be able to maintain social distancing to care for our brothers and sisters. Let me say this just one more time. Because this service is being live streamed, we're going to really encourage those of you who are at certain ages and under certain health conditions to continue to worship with us at home. Please do not put yourself at risk. We're going to continue to live stream services, and we'll keep having these other services available to those who feel comfortable coming. Thank you. I can't wait to see you. All right. Now, obviously at 8:30, we're going to be having our traditional service. So let's look. The doors will be open in most services. We just encourage you to come through this door, or if you can come around and go up the stairs, we would encourage you to do that. Just make sure that we don't get bottlenecked again, because obviously we have a smaller lobby. In this space, the ushers will be here. You'll come to the door. We'll have ushers here and then ushers out at the very front. You remember what this room looks like? I can't wait to be in here to worship with you, but let's get an idea. So you come with your spouse, 2 of you or 4 of you, however many we may have. You'll come in that door. The usher will bring you to the front. You'll notice we have this is just temporary now, but we got every other pew blocked off. We're going to start right here in the middle. So if you're the first one, we know how much Baptists love this pew, so we're not going to ask anybody to sit there. But this is going to be the pew. We'll start here. We'll have 2, 3, or 4 people, and no one else will sit next to you until they get to the other end. And what we'll do is have you come in. You'll be seated here and seated here, and then we're going to skip a pew and do the same thing for the next pews. Once the middle pews are seated, or we'll begin to seat along the edges. You'll notice the choir's different. We're going to be using an ensemble instead of a choir just because of social distancing. When this service is over, we're going to have 50 people for the first Sunday. We think we can get 60 plus in here. We're just going to be experimenting with the size and how it works together. So please call ahead, get on the line on the reservation list so that you can make sure you have your seat reserved. And then after that, when the service is over, we'll exit through that door, we'll exit through this door, and then people will also exit through those doors. In here, we'll probably do it by rows as much as possible and as quickly as possible, but we will do it as safely as possible. So can't wait to see you Sunday. Just get ready. It's going to be a little different. I know it's going to be a little aggravating to have to sign up, but we're going to really need you to do that. We wanted you to get an idea of what it's going to look like so that you can know why we need you to call ahead so that we can reserve the seats. God bless you. Can't wait to see you Sunday.